Attention, anti-Zionists. If you want to attack Zionism, which is a good thing to do, but do it in a way that makes you virtually immune from being attacked as an anti-Semite, then you need to do it the right way and not the wrong way. The right way is to go on the offensive and to explain why it's anti-Semitic not to attack Zionism, to explain that Zionism is a strategy by which a ruling elite of billionaires in Israel, Jewish billionaires, control and dominate and oppress ordinary Jews in Israel. You need to explain that the reason that Zionism carries out violent, morally unjustified, racist, ethnic cleansing against Palestinians is because that produces the angry boogeyman enemy of Palestinians that the Israeli ruling class can say to ordinary Jews in Israel that their anger is just anti-Semitic hatred, and frighten ordinary Jews in Israel so much with this boogeyman enemy of Palestinians that ordinary Jews will look upon the Israeli ruling class of billionaires as their protectors against the real enemy, when in fact the Israeli billionaire class is the real enemy of ordinary Jews. The fact is that the billionaire class in Israel is driving ordinary Jews down economically, ferociously. That's why in 2011 there were huge demonstrations of mostly Jewish working class people in Israel against the Israeli government over issues of basic economic survival. One man committed suicide because he couldn't afford to pay his rent. Well, how did the ruling class survive that almost revolution in Israel against it? Well, Netanyahu concocted some event in Gaza, and then portrayed the people in Gaza as the enemy and told the Israeli public, you've got to decide, are you going to continue fighting against the Israeli government that's protecting you from your real enemy? Or are you going to be patriotic and support the Israeli government against the real enemy? Well, it worked. The Zionist strategy for controlling the Israeli working class public has been effective. That's true. But it's time for anti-Zionists to point out that that's exactly what it is. It's a way of creating a boogeyman enemy to make an Orwellian war of social control effective so that billionaires in Israel can control and dominate and oppress the Israeli working class public. If you start saying things like, Israel controls the United States with AIPAC, the Jewish lobby, you're going to be, and you don't tell the truth about what Zionism really is, then you're going to be perceived as using the old anti-Semitic canard that Jews have some mysterious way of controlling Gentiles. That's not going on at all. The American billionaires, a little bit more than half of whom are not Jewish, have a very rational, though evil, reason for supporting Israel, which is that Israel produces the boogeyman enemy of terrorists, so-called terrorists, that is used to frighten the American public as well and to control us with the Orwellian war of social control known as the War on Terror, as well as to enrich the military-industrial complex and so forth. The American billionaires, the non-Jewish ones, have their own real evil interest in supporting Israel. It has nothing to do with Jews controlling Gentiles. And You need to understand that. In fact, the billionaires, any single one of them alone, could completely destroy the Israel lobby, AIPAC, etc., very, very quickly just by telling the truth about Zionism to the American public, which is that the Zionist leaders since World War II have betrayed the European Jews during the Holocaust and betrayed ordinary Jews ever since. And to read more about this, you have to go to the articles that I'm going to include with this YouTube. But, if you want to be an effective anti-Zionist, you've got to say the truth about what Zionism is, how it is an attack on ordinary Jews. And then nobody's going to be able to accuse you of being anti-Semitic by attacking Zionism. Thank you.